This is Ryan Aranda here, My Best Life Paraguay, and we're going to be doing another reaction video here today, and we're going to be covering Jack Morgan's video. Jack Morgan, if you guys don't know, he's a pretty famous YouTuber in the States, Florida, based out of Florida, and he does reaction content to TikTok and YouTube on his main channel. And this is his second channel, where he just gives his thoughts about stuff. I love that he sits in his car and it's just his like thing, right? Anyways, he has a video that popped up a day ago here, leaving America. So I did watch. I think I watched half of this, but I'm gonna play the whole thing for you here, for you guys. And this dude's hilarious, man. If you guys don't know who Jack Morgan is, go follow him. He's hilarious. So yeah, so we're gonna get into it here. All right. So it's, yeah, again, this leaving America.
All right, buckle up. So, you hear all this rhetoric online about the new American dream is to leave America. Yay. I'm moving to Spain. I'm going to run with the Bulls. I'm going to go to the Philippines. Take it easy for a while. I'm going to move to Guam, start over. Okay. I've even thought this, right? I live in South Florida, and, it's just kind of crazy. It's a little much. But I was really thinking about, how practical is it just to move to another country? Okay? Like, seriously, how practical is that? Like, how many people can actually pull that off? Because usually you got to make internet money. And I'm fortunate enough to make internet money. But how many people do you meet on a daily basis or a weekly basis that's like, I'm an influencer, I'm a social media marketer, e-commerce, IT, like someone who could literally just work online? It's really not that common, I guess if you're retired, that makes sense. But I mean, to think about it the easiest way, because I don't want to have to leave my country. I really fucking don't. Honestly, it's kind of scary. I've never even been out of the United States. I'm not well traveled. That's a lie. I've been to the Bahamas and stuff. But my point is it's like kind of mind-boggling to think about. Like, I guess we're moving to Argentina, but here's where I'm getting at. So you got millions of people coming to America, right? From Mexico, from all over the fucking place. Okay? Haiti, all over. But they're not moving here to be digital nomads. They're moving here to make American dollars, to therefore then send it back to their country. Or at least the Haitians do that in Florida. They constantly just come buy shit, just shipping it home. That's like their mission. It's kind of crazy, actually. You almost got to admire it. But my point is like, if I'm going to move to the Philippines or Thailand, I'm not moving there so that I can make Thai baht, Thai dollars. I'm not going to move to Portugal. I guess that would make sense. You could still maybe go there and make euros. And
So two things about the job stuff. Yeah, the digital nomad lifestyle, like not everybody can do it. But also, like, if you give yourself time overseas, you could have a whole career shift. Taking a year or two or whatever, to like start a YouTube channel, etc. It may not pay off in the beginning, but you could end up monetized, and then that's your new life. That's just for the YouTube stuff. Obviously there's other stuff you can be doing as well. But the other part of that was man, what was he mentioning? Oh man, I'm already forgetting my second point. Sorry, you guys. Let's keep going. I'll remember.
My point is the only way it really makes sense is if you're able to make American dollars and go over there. But this is something I've really been thinking about, and I'm just...
Okay, I'm remembering now. So at least in non-English speaking countries, you'd be surprised at some of the jobs that you can get, if you get residency. Like, for example, becoming an English professor, right? it's very possible that they'd pay you even more because you are a native speaker. I've been told that myself. It's something I may pursue down the line. I'm not sure yet, but that's for non-English speaking countries, right? Like you couldn't do that in the Philippines because everybody already speaks English, right? You could do like English tutoring or something like that online, but you'd be actually surprised of what you could make gaining the it earning in the local currency. So I just did want to mention that.
Just like up on Zillow, and now I'm like looking in Michigan. I got family there. I'm like looking in Tennessee at houses, and I'm like, oh man, you can get one for like 200 grand, and a nice house. But then even if you want to relocate in the States, it's like, unless you have some kind of a job like this or a lot of money, or you're able to transfer a really good skill, it's almost like you're kind of stuck. I don't want to say you are stuck. I'm just saying it's something that I've really been considering.
Yeah, for moving within the United States, I mean, it's just not worth it. I mean, moving costs alone, and then like, okay, to what? Maybe save like $200 or $300 in rent or something like that. Remember my case, right? I was paying $1,200 to live in a tiny little box, right, in Madison, Wisconsin, right? I pay $376 here a month to live in a very spacious duplex, 2 bedroom, 2 bath. So that alone, rent costs alone, it's less than 1/3, right, of what I was paying in the States, with over 5 times the amount of space that I had in the States, right? And my buddy, he was funny as hell. He was like, okay, so you mean it's 15 times better then? I was like, yeah, I guess you could think of it that way. But yeah, the point is like moving from one state to another to maybe save a 100K on a house. Yeah, that is a ton. Um, but I mean, also, are we forgetting, you guys? Are we forgetting that even 200K for a house is pretty darn expensive? Like, I remember when my parents were making a decision, right, to purchase a house under 200K, and how serious they took that decision, right? Even as a kid, even not understanding that much, but then also growing up. And it was their house. I'll just keep it honest. It was around 160 or so, I believe, when they bought it in the that would have been, I think, in 1996. But I remember even that was like a really big, huge decision, right? And then so like I think we forget sometimes that we see 200K, 200,000 or $300,000 for a house, and we're like, oh man, that's so cheap. That's so cheap. Like in comparison with this $400,000 or $500,000 house. But you guys, it's actually not that cheap. You know what I mean? Like it's where you come here. We're like next door. Like you could buy an $80,000 duplex, right? Now, even that isn't cheap, but it's much more affordable. You understand what I'm saying? So like, and I'll eventually hop online here to show you guys some other neighborhoods, gated communities here in Paraguay that are popping up everywhere, and some houses are starting at around like $22,000, right? I'll cover that eventually, right? But now that's cheap. I mean, that's less than some of you guys are paying for a freaking car, right? For a house that you can live in. And then you're just stuck with like light bills and electricity and water and trash pickup and that kind of stuff, and internet and whatever, Um, but yeah, $200,000 for a house does sound pretty darn good in the States, but even that, you guys, it's actually quite a bit of money, right? Especially with interest rates and all that stuff. So, I understand. And maybe you will find a better job in the States, or like a state over, or a couple states over, or something like that. But is it really worth it? Is it really? I don't know. I just don't know. Like, I guess you're gonna have to crunch numbers and decide it for yourself. But I don't know, man. But moving overseas, where you can like cut rent prices down to less than a third of what you were paying, or sometimes even more. I mean, now that's Now that's an investment, right? A great one. Okay, let's keep going.
And I guess first steps first is looks like I'm going to Spain for at least 2 weeks. Check it out. You know what I mean? I'm like I'm on Zillow looking at like beachfront villas for $1,100 a month. I'm just like, what? That's unheard of where here, or at least in Florida. You know, like unheard of. A 3-bedroom villa for $1,200 on the beach, that doesn't exist. You see these places in Thailand. They got like 3 pools on the roof. We got like 2 naked women just come with the apartment. You're like, what's going on here? Or at least that's what they make it seem like.
Dude, he is hilarious, dude. I love Jack Morgan, dude. He is so freaking funny, dude. He puts my humor to shame, dude. I'm not even 1 ounce as funny as this dude. Oh my god. What did he say? 2 half-naked women coming with the apartment. Oh my god, dude. Jack is funnier than, oh my god, bro. Oh, he's hilarious.
I'm not saying that's how it is, but it's just kind of crazy because you're everyday person. Like if I had an actual job, I couldn't just start looking in Tennessee for work because my job that pays me well is here. That's kind of my point. But I think that's the more practical route for me, at least, is to go and just move somewhere like Tennessee or somewhere like Michigan, somewhere, it's going to be a big culture shock for me. I do have family and stuff there, but, I've never lived in the snow.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. It's just kind of funny, because I've been going.
I have, brother. I'm from Wisconsin. So, man, dude, don't underestimate the winters, especially for a house and heating a house in the winter. Ooh wee. I mean, the Midwest actually has surprisingly kind of hot summers too. So like, yeah, even the summer months, they're not cheap or anything. And in fact, my tiny little apartment back in the States, I was paying more for electricity, for my electric bill in the States for some hot summer months than I pay here for electricity, water, trash, internet, phone, and cable TV. Literally. All those bills together here in Paraguay, this last month, it came out to around, I want to say, $120. And I've definitely had an electricity bill in the States over $120, even for a very, very tiny apartment, right? So just think about that, guys. All those 6 things that I just listed off, less than $120 here in Paraguay per month. Sometimes it could be even like less than 100 even. But don't underestimate your bills anywhere that you're going. In the States, especially in the Southwest. Oh, you guys are screwed, man. Even the West Coast, like you guys have astronomical bills for like water and like, what my water bill here was in Paraguay? It was like $4, $5 max. And that's very normal here, correct? Because we have the Guarani Aquifer, and we're a very rich nation when it comes to like waters and access to rivers and that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Yes, this dude is hilarious, man. I love Jack.
Going down these rabbit holes, and I'm sure you guys have heard this many times, Oh, I live in Madrid. It's great. It's like, okay. That's how I think about it. And then me and my girlfriend were sitting here like, well, let's go check out Spain. I've never been. We're at least going to go check it out. So we're just putting money aside every month to go look at it. But I think the more practical thing for me is to go somewhere like Tennessee or Michigan or something of that nature where, I could actually afford a house.
Yeah, but brother, I mean, but why though? I mean, you're already a successful YouTuber. You're already making online money. Why not take the leap to Spain? You can do the same thing and have the same audience. I mean, that's what Bo is doing in Romania. That's what I'm doing in Paraguay. That's what Jose Arteaga is doing in Mexico. You know what I mean? And our audience is still here, or not here, but our audience is still mostly North America, at least in my case. And like, US, Canada, and Europeans, Australians, but it's a digital world. So maybe you get a freaking villa out there in a on the beach instead of some just some mediocre house in Michigan or wherever you're thinking about. Um, yes, more steps and stuff, but like with your successful platform, dude. I mean, you're gonna be living an insanely good life out in Spain. Um, and I don't know too much about Spain. For some reason, YouTubers always tell me that things are incredibly cheap out there, but people also make euros, so I don't really understand that how Spain is so cheap for in some aspects because it's very much still a Western country, so I don't really understand that. If you guys know more about like Spain prices, please comment below. I don't know too much about Spain, but a lot of people are looking at Spain and Portugal for sure.
But the catch 22 is how many people are making internet money. It's easier than you would think. I mean, it's still hard work to get there, but it is an attainable thing. Like, it's a real thing. It's not just some made up shit. But just something to think about. Because not many people, like, I rarely meet anybody who's just like, yeah, we're completely remote for myself. It's like, that's really not, it's not that common. And it makes sense, you know, most jobs need to be done in the, you know, and so it does make sense. Anyways, just something I really been thinking about. I don't want to have to leave my country, is my point. I'd like to go on vacation, but I don't want to just have to up and move to fucking Ecuador.
I'll agree with them there. I'll agree with them there. It's not. I mean, it's not ideal, right? It's not ideal to have to in my case move 7,000 miles away. Yes, I am from here and I have family here, but it's still not like it's not the most ideal thing ever. You know what I mean? You know, but I definitely understand that. And especially you folks who are really attached here. I mean, we all are, right? To our family and friends, but like you guys who will never leave the boys club and the bars you go to and this and that and you just value your lifestyle more than your dreams or more than your ambitions or whatever. And I'm just kind of like, oh man, dude, like give it a chance, man. Give it a chance, you know? Especially you guys who are around my age in your 30s. Like, come on, man. And the friends, in fact, your friends could even look up to you and you could be paving the way, right? You could be like, this is the blueprint of how to do this. You guys should join me down the line. You know what I mean? And especially him with his platform. Oh, dude, if he did this, I bet you so many people would start considering it. So many people.
You know, how are you going to survive this economic climate? I'm moving to fucking Paraguay.
Hey, I'm moving to Paraguay. Hey, you tell him, brother. Oh man, that was great. Thanks for the shout out there, Jack. I appreciate it. My best like Paraguay. Oh right, that's what I like to hear. Now I know he's clowning around, but still, it's funny. I love it when anybody says anything about Paraguay, man. And in fact, actually, there was a dude who who came on his channel and actually did start talking about Paraguay. So I think it might actually be in his mind.
Anyways, good talk. You guys leave your thoughts. You want to be featured on the channel, DM me on Instagram, any topics you want to cover. Check out my main channel or don't. Shout out to everybody who bought a shirt. Links down below. Really appreciate the support. And, God, you know.
Well, if by some off chance you see this, Jack, reach out to me, and I would love to do a conversation about moving abroad. I mean, I can go into anything you want, cost of living, dating, whatever you want, man. For real. I don't know if you're gonna see this or not, but I'll hit you up here on my at least on my my best like Paraguay, so you know where I'm coming from. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Had more to say.
Go running with the bulls. Anyways, good talk.
Dude, Jack is hilarious, dude. Jack is so funny, dude. But he's so real. And you know why people love Jack Morgan is because he covers really serious stuff in a really like holistically funny manner, right? He's a clown, but he also gets really real, right? He had a breakup and now he has a new girlfriend, but he had a breakup, right? And it affected him deeply, right? Because he thought he was going to marry this woman, etc. So he'll get really deep into his own life, right? And I share his pain too. Like also like being a YouTuber trying to date. It's like a little bit intimidating for girls sometimes. Like they might like it, but they don't want to like mix with that stuff. And I understand, right? And then like in my case, I talk about my life too, and like that's not always the best, especially when it comes to dating and stuff. Like I don't really care because this is way more important than like. And if a girl can't handle this, and I keep it respectful, right? Like, at least I think so. About like even if I do touch on dating and so, even if I tell about the past, I try to keep it as respectful as I can. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Anyways, besides that, like, yeah, I mean, he's spot on, and like he's already admitted that he makes well over six figures. So other Americans are too, and yeah. So this isn't just like a thing for like people who are making 50K online or less than that or something like that, right? This is like if so many people making 100K and over in the States and around the world are feeling this crunch and they're having to make decisions about moving to a different state or a different country, what does that tell you? What does that tell you about the state of affairs in America? You know what I mean? Now, as much as some people may be upset with the economic or the political results of this last election, well, why was the number one reason? Economics, right? And that's his number one reason. That should be everybody's number one reason to move abroad, even more so than dating and culture and all that, right? I mean, yeah, those things are important, absolutely. And if you're going to be accepted and if it's going to be a more peaceful society, for sure, that's absolutely important. But like when it really, really boils down to it, it's economic, right? It's prosperity, right? So anyways, so yeah, I see this being a trend. I mean, it already is, but like I see it being even more of a trend among the top earners, right? Whether they're doing YouTube, etc., right? Because if you can cut your bills down to a fifth of what you're doing, like I have, I mean, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? You know, and I like that him and his girlfriend are both on board for at least checking Spain out. That would be some dope content, man. I can't wait to see that. If you're ever down in South America, come check out Paraguay, Jack. If you, by some chance, you see this, we can collaborate or whatever. I can show you around the city, etc. Hire a personal driver, etc. Whatever, man. You're a cool dude. You're a funny dude, Jack. I love following you, man. You're one of the few people I can even stand back in the who's living in the States, just because you keep it so real, dog. You keep it so freaking real. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, I really appreciate you and your humor and your takes, dude. All right, I think I'm out, man. Just wanted to keep this a little bit shorter. Jack's a cool dude. If you guys aren't following Jack Morgan, he's hilarious. Go follow him on his main channel and then this channel as well, Jack Morgan 2.0, and then Jack Morgan, I believe, is his main channel. All right, you guys, Ryan Aranda, My Best Life Paraguay. I am out of here. If I upload this today on a Sunday, I think I will later today. I'm going live later tonight at my 9 p.m. It'd be 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Mountain, and then 4 p.m. Pacific Time in the States. Right. So catch me live. Come with your questions. Come with your topics you want to discuss. Otherwise, I'll just keep it a free flow conversation. And yeah, you guys, I'm out of here. Ryan Aranda, My Best Life Paraguay. Take care of you guys.